Think about what you think about. That's what I'm here to talk about today. Think about what you think about. What do you think about everybody in your life, every situation in your life? How do you feel about yourself? What is true of who you say you are? Are you the type of person who could be completely and insanely rich? Are you the person who can have the biggest house, dream house in the world? Are you the type of person who could work a few hours a day and be self-employed? Are you the type of person who has only the best relationships, that only experiences love? What are you? What do you think about you? What do you think about those people in your life? So everything comes back to your self-concept. You are literally only ever able to achieve that which you believe. That's good. I didn't even intend to rhyme with that, but that was good. You can only achieve what you actually believe. So if you don't think that you're the type of person who could ever truly actually be like rich, like abundantly freaking make it rain type money situation, you just won't. And it's okay. It's okay. Because not everybody needs that. Not everybody is wanting that. And oftentimes, the things that we desire are so personalized that this is why you can trust and believe that the life that you want, not everybody wants to live that same life. One man's consideration of happiness is not necessarily shared with another. And this is where I talk about you're one with divine intelligence, you're one with source energy, you're one with the universe, you're one with God. And what's so funny, and I heard this the other day and I love it, is like it says universe. And it's spelled with a U, but think of it. If you were to place that universe with universe, it's still the same freaking word, because you are the universe. You are everything. You are literally the mechanism in which the rest of it unfolds and happens. And you can probably attest to this because, all right, like I have siblings, right? And I grew up with them, and there are situations where I remember things going one way, they remember things going another way, and we were in the same house. We were under the same roof. And if you talk to my parents, they remember it going an entirely different way. It's because we are all bringing our own interpretations, our own perspectives, our own ideas of what something meant to the table. So I'm asking, who do you say you are? What is possible for you? Now, the concept, how you identify was formed over the years of your life. So this is talking about it being formed from your childhood. Like, what did your teachers say about you? How did other grown-ups talk about you? Did you have a sibling who was the golden child, where you were like the black sheep? Like, what expectations did you find that were out there for you? Because I'm telling you, this is going to compose the things that have made up your life. Now, I have heard a ton of positive, unbelievably life-changing situations about, well, this is where I grew up, but this is where I decided to go achieve, because I used this to decide I'm going to change it and I'm not going to be like anything like I decided. So many people have said that. But again, it all comes back to what you chose. What did you believe for yourself? Because somewhere along the line, you heard or were told or understood that you have a choice. You decided by looking at what was in front of you, nope, that's not true for me. This is not my life. This is not how things are going to be. And you went ahead and just busted your little butt and took a different route. Well, that is the exact same thing that we get to do every single day. So if you want improvement in your life, a real quick way of doing this is I want you to bust out a piece of paper. And on one side of the sheet, I want you to write down, who do you think you are? And that might be a difficult thing to fully assess, depending on how self-aware you are. You can decide, like, could I be a multimillionaire? And could I have my dream car? Like, what are your limitations? Like, some people are like, oh, I love Lamborghinis. They're my dream car. But they actually don't ever think that there's any chance in this lifetime that they will ever own that car, right? That they're going to just be stuck doing the same thing that they're always going to do. So that's one part of it. Yes, if you want, go ahead, write down on a piece of paper all the things that you believe are true or not true for you. And then I also want you to do this for the people in your life. Take a list, make a little list of all of the people in your life that are most important to you. I don't care how big the list is. It could be pages long, it could be 1 page long. And just try to write down the first 3 to 5 things that come to mind when you think of that person, okay? And the reason I want you to do this is because what I want you to do is I want you to write down a word that describes them, and then I want you to look at as the lie. The lie. Because just like my video where I talked about your mind will run around crazy, it's filled with lies. It's filled with lies that we choose to believe. And I know you can say to me, but Tabbie, you don't understand. They are this way because of X, Y, and Z. There's so many different ways I could go with this, but I'm going to choose to stay on this path. What I want you to do is I want you to write down 3 to 5 things that you believe about this person. And then to the right of that, or next to that, I want you to draw a little arrow, and I want you to write down the opposite of that word. And when you think of that person, the new stuff is what I want you to focus on. So anytime something comes up that is reflective of the stuff on the left, the lies side, you have an opportunity to choose and go, no, swipe left, not who they are anymore. Because I'm going to try to do this. Because if I could see the people in my life as healthy, happy, prospering, what's wrong with that? What's wrong with imagining that the people that you love and you care about are doing really well, that are amazing individuals? There's nothing wrong with that. In fact, it's only your thought on them that perpetuates the same old crap that keeps showing up. So give it a try. Give it a try and see how, maybe not the next interaction that you have with them, but just see if you can put space in between the lies and the truth, and the right side being the truth. If you are having arguments with somebody, if you are anticipating negative moments with somebody, if you are not thinking that somebody is good, you have been thinking and feeling this way for a really long time. If they're not changing, the only thing to change is self. So then you change. So then you live in your little fantasy land over here on the right side of the page, and you say, this person is healthy, happy, and prospering. Happy, healthy, and prospering. That is the least you can say about them. Or if you have a very strong, like, they're not a good communicator. They communicate so well. Like, literally, just write down 3 words, 3 to 5 words, say the opposite, and just see how you feel when you think of them. Think about, I saw this guy on YouTube. His name is Eric. He's got the channel called like The Power of I Am. Great resource if you want to check somebody out. He's awesome. He says, deny, choose, be. Deny, choose, be. That means when you see something, you deny it. You choose what's the truth, and then you embody that. How would you interact with a person if you no longer saw them as a jerk face? How would you interact with them? How would you feel when you knew they were coming over? Like, what level? Assess yourself, because you're probably dreading an interaction with them. Imagine if you were like looking forward to talking to them, or not minding so much, or not being so annoyed, and you were actually like, this is going to be a good time. So just want to leave you with that. I know you could do it. There's so much more I'm going to be talking about with this, but for now, let's just stop right there. I know you're having a great day. Keep shining that light because the world needs it. Take care.